Ladies and gentlemen, there is something special with Babu Owino. And I want you guys to take this to any nearest bank. Babu Owino is going to be the next big thing in Kenyan politics. And Babu Owino currently is William Ruto's biggest political headache as far as Nyanza and Nairobi politics are concerned. On Tuesday this week, Babu Owino, together with other members of parliament from both political divide, boarded a plane from Mombasa, where they had attended some official function, to Nairobi. And immediately they landed at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. Babu Owino was arrested and detained incommunicado. But because Babu Owino is smart and sharp, he was able to send a quick message to the wife. And that's how Kenyans got to know about the arrest of Babu Owino.
Hi everybody, my name is Frida Ongili. I am wife to Babu Owino. Yesterday in the evening, he called me at around 11 p.m. and he told me that he is at the airport. He had just landed. He's being detained by the DCI and arrested. He told me he would try to call me again after that, which he hasn't been able to. His phone went off and it has been off ever since. From today in the morning, all I've been doing is searching for him. I started at the DCI headquarters. I was directed to go to the airport. I went to the airport, to the police station. He was not there. Went to Muthaiga police station, Gigiri police station, Kilimani police station, Kileleshwa police station, Embakasi police station. Went back again to the airport, went back again to DCI headquarters. A lot of running around trying to find him. Finally, I was given information that he is in Wanguru police station in Mwea, and we came here. He is definitely here because there's a lady who took me aside. I went to the gate and I was begging them that all I want is to give my husband food and to give him some medicine because he wasn't feeling well on Monday when he left for the trip. So I was like, I just want to give him medicine. I just want to give him food. Please just let me see him, you know, woman to woman. And they refused me entry. In fact, they literally carried me out of there just at the gate. There was a very, very heavy police presence. And I was able to ascertain that my husband is indeed in Wanguru police station in Mwea.
And today morning, the wife and other family members went to Kirinyaga to see Babu Owino, and they witnessed the drama there. Then Babu Owino was then transferred to Nairobi, and by the time of doing this video, he was supposed to be produced before court, I think the Milimani law courts, probably. And it's my hope and prayer that Babu Owino is going to be released. But I don't want to get into those other drama. I want us to focus on the political aspects of Babu Owino's arrest. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. And also allow me to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee they sent me. I'm so grateful. It goes in a long way. I normally have my coffee here. A cup of coffee goes for 200 bob. So you can do the same or more using those numbers you are seeing on your screen now. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Why do you think Babu Owino was arrested? I know most of you thought that the arrest of Babu Owino had to do with everything with the mandamanos. For me, that's not the main reason. For us to understand why Babu Owino was arrested, we need to go back to 2017. Babu Owino first contested in Embakasi in 2017. And it was during that time when William Ruto tried all possible tricks to stop Babu Owino from becoming the Embakasi East members of parliament. Because William Ruto feared that Babu Owino had the characteristics, attributes of a politician who the Luos would easily embrace. But that did not happen. Babu Owino managed to squeeze through. Then, again, just before the handshake, you know, there was that time of People's Assembly leading to the swearing in of Raila Odinga. Babu Owino was arrested and he was released. And a major political rally was organized in Kibra on the day Babu Owino was released. Babu Owino on that day delivered a very powerful speech, and that's when Kenyans, or let me say NASA side, embraced Babu Owino. I want you to just listen to Babu Owino's speech on that particular day before we proceed, because it's also significant.
Asanteni sana. Harambee! Harambee! Wananchi power! Wananchi ria! Wananchi ra! Wananchi kialala! Wananchi timim! Wananchi timim! Nataka niambie Uhuru kitu kimoja. Bwana Uhuru Kenyatta, kama umeshindwa na siasa na rika yako, kuja Embakasi kunyorosha asubuhi mapema. Nataka niambie Sonko, uliniita shoga. Mimi niko na watoto wangapi? Nataka kuongeza wangapi? Wewe wangapi? Kama uliniita shoga, inamaanisha ya kwamba unanitamani. Na kama unanitamani, mimi pia nimekuangalia. Naona uko na figure 8. Nitakuja ni jambo lingine, the power of the people is stronger than the power of the bullet. The power of the people is stronger than the people in power like Uhuru Kenyatta. Na tunaambia the caretaker president, ati wananiambia babu enda pole pole. Kwani wewe ndio uliniambia niingie siasa?
Now that's Babu Owino. And if you've been following Azimio's rallies, Babu Owino is probably the most popular leader after Raila Odinga. Someone was telling me, one of my friends who went to State House with you remember the 7 members of parliament there, they told me that Ruto really wanted Babu Owino to join him. Babu Owino refused. Babu Owino himself has told me severally that at some point was under a lot of pressure to join William Ruto's government over his case. But because he's looking at politics from a different perspective, he's not been able. But why do you think Babu Owino was arrested? Because remember, the arrest took place a day before the main demonstrations. So probably most people would think or thought that the arrest was related primarily for the demonstrations, considering the fact that Babu Owino comes from Mpesa East, is a close ally of Raila Odinga, is youthful, is able to do a lot of things. But what were the objective? Why do you think Ruto's government arrested Babu Owino? For me, number one, I think there were plans to arrest Raila Odinga, or there are still those plans to arrest Raila Odinga. But for you to arrest Raila Odinga, you must gauge the reaction of Raila Odinga supporters or of the youths of Nairobi. Then how do you gauge the reaction of the youths in Nairobi? You do two things. The first thing, you provoke them, you see how they can behave. The second thing, and for example, that provocation is what happened yesterday. For those who followed the demonstrations, what happened yesterday was a provocation where the state would just find people standing there. You address a press conference, wanaenda na wewe, they pretend to be media, they take away people, they just target people who are just walking for elimination for no reasons. The second thing is to identify another popular individual. Then you arrest the individual. Then you see how the people react. When Babu Owino was arrested, the youth in Embakasi really threatened the government. The only thing which worked in their favor, in government's favor, was that Babu Owino was taken to Kirinyaga, and they also didn't even know where Babu Owino was. So if, for example, they had known where Babu Owino was, or if he was in somewhere in Nairobi, I'm sure they would have gone there. So the thing is, these guys were experimenting that if you want to arrest Raila Odinga, how would his supporters react? So they arrest Babu Owino, take him to Kirinyaga, then nothing much happened. So probably they know, because they have intelligence, probably they know the thinking of those people in Embakasi East. So for me, that was the main objective. Number two, it has to be Azimio demonstrations in Nairobi. You know, when Azimio announced the demonstrations, they announced 3 places where the rallies were going to be held. One of them was Jacaranda. William Ruto has a very bad history with Jacaranda grounds. Jacaranda grounds is actually in Embakasi East. Those youth you see in Embakasi, they actually worship Babu Owino. That's the honest truth. They love Babu Owino like nothing else. The government, to some extent, at some point, even went and cut down that tree. But still, they are there. So William Ruto's fear was that if Babu Owino was around, then Jacaranda was going to be full. And probably Babu Owino, being close to Raila Odinga, having worked with the youth, you know, being a wise guy, by arresting him, they thought that they would, in some way, frustrate or sabotage Raila Odinga's demonstrations in Nairobi. The truth of the matter is that they managed to thwart those rallies, but not because of Babu Owino's arrest. It's because of the government goons who are there to eliminate the supporters. So for me, it had to do with the demonstrations. So they wanted to know that if Azimio are organizing rallies, at what point is Babu Owino involved? How do they normally coordinate these things? I'm sure his phone was taken. So probably they conducted some forensic audit on the phone so that they know that in Embakasi East, these are the people Babu Owino deals with. These are the WhatsApp groups he is in. This is the WhatsApp group he's coordinating his things. And these are the members in those WhatsApp groups, so that they'll be able to now deal with Babu Owino. So that was number 2. The third objective, in my view, is Raila Odinga's succession politics. You know, if you've been studying Kenya Kwanza of late, and have opined severally, they are trying to focus all their energy in Nyanza. Someone told me that William Ruto understands that for him to penetrate Western Kenya, because he has tried ikashindikana, he only needs to penetrate the Luos. So that if the Luos will side with him, there are those lawyers who will always side with the Luos. They will also go with their brothers from the Luo nation. So he's trying so hard, because William Ruto's biggest fear is that Azimio might front someone else who is not Raila Odinga. Then if you have spent 20 years castigating Raila Odinga in the mountain, then Raila Odinga is not on the ballot. Raila Odinga is then not on the ballot. Then Kamba will rally up behind their guy. The Kikuyus might be swaying might be moving towards the other direction because of the way the government is being run. So you need the Luos. But Babu Owino is now the problem here. Babu Owino is the problem here. So you must start frustrating Babu Owino. He's a rising star. William Ruto wants someone else to emerge in Nyanza. But as long as Raila Odinga is alive, Raila will still be the main guy. But if Raila Odinga is not there, if Raila Odinga is there, then Raila Odinga is not a presidential candidate, then Ruto believes that he can support someone else. So he doesn't want anything which will give Babu Owino credit. If Babu Owino had participated in that demonstration, I can assure you, things would have been totally different in Nairobi. And Babu Owino would have carried the day. That's what they don't want. Number 4, in my view, is the youth factor. You see, with the demonstrations, Azimio needed a youthful strength. They needed a youthful leader. As a matter of fact, if you've been studying the Azimio demonstrations, in most places where they have been successful, those places are led by young people, either MCA, a young guy, member of parliament, a young guy, who are able to really interact with the youth there. So because of that youth factor, and because William Ruto really didn't want this Mandamano to happen, and because William Ruto still believes that he has the youth vote, Babu Owino is being frustrated. And lastly, Nairobi politics. Let me tell you this. You know, at some point, sometimes I disagree with Raila Odinga. You know, at some point, Babu Owino really wanted to be the chair of the PAC, Parliamentary Accounts Committee. Then Raila Odinga decided to give that seat to Mbadi. You know, Mbadi is already nominated member of parliament. He was the minority leader in the last parliament. So Babu Owino should have been given the PAC chair so that he could make money. The truth is, those parliamentary positions, the budget, the finance, the park, the security, those are committees which are made for MPs to make money. Babu Owino would have money, and Babu Owino would kickstart his politics. So the truth is, Babu Owino is planning to venture into Nairobi gubernatorial seat race. If you were to venture there, that would be a problem for Ruto. And again, if you combine force of Raila Odinga, the youthful force of Babu Owino in Nairobi, then you find a big problem. So William Ruto is trying to deal with Babu Owino because of Nairobi politics. I don't know what to think. That's my take. Thank you guys. And until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.